The courtroom was electric, a gladiator's arena where words were weapons and reputations were on the line. On one side stood Marcus Hyale, a legal titan, his record pristine, his confidence an impenetrable shield. His tailored suit was as sharp as his arguments, and when he spoke, judges leaned in and juries were swayed. Today, his opponent was not another high-priced lawyer, but a woman named Evelyn Cross. She wore a simple dress, her hair pulled back, and she sat alone at the defendant's table. She was representing herself. The gallery buzzed with whispers. Was she brave or foolish? Marcus Hyale began, his voice booming, weaving a masterful narrative. He presented documents, cited precedents, and called witnesses, each piece of evidence a brick in the wall he was building around Evelyn. He painted a picture of guilt so vivid, so detailed, that a conviction seemed inevitable. Through it all, Evelyn remained perfectly still. She didn't fidget, she didn't frown. Her gaze was steady, her expression unreadable. She just watched, listened, and waited. Hale's presentation was a symphony of legal prowess. He was a conductor, and the jury was his orchestra. He gestured, he paced, he lowered his voice to a conspiratorial whisper, then raised it to a righteous roar. He was winning, and everyone knew it. When he finally rested his case, a smug smile played on his lips. He sat down, the silence in the room heavy with the weight of his arguments. The judge turned his attention to the defendant's table. "Ms. Cross," he said, his voice gentle but firm, "you may now present your response." Slowly, Evelyn Cross gathered a small stack of papers. She smoothed her dress and rose to her feet. The courtroom held its breath. The giant had roared, and now David was about to speak. She walked to the lectern, her calm composure a stark contrast to Hale's theatrical performance. She looked at the jury, then at Marcus Hyale, and finally at the judge. A small, almost imperceptible smile touched her lips. Then she cleared her throat and began to speak, her voice quiet but clear, and in that moment, the entire courtroom knew this was far from over. What secrets did she hold? The story is just beginning. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what happens next. Thanks for watching.
The room waited for something clumsy. An apology. A rambling explanation. Emotion. She gave none. "I deny the claims," she said simply. "No elaboration. No defense." Hyale almost smiled. He leaned forward slightly. "Your Honor," he said, "if I may, given the defendant's lack of counsel and preparation, I would request an expedited summary judgment. The evidence is overwhelming, and delay would only compound damages." The word overwhelming hung in the air, heavy and deliberate. The judge studied Evelyn. "Ms. Cross." She met his eyes. "I'm prepared to proceed," she said. There was something in her voice then. Not defiance, not fear. Certainty. Hyale dismissed it. The first exhibit appeared on the screen. A contract Evelyn had signed 2 years earlier, binding her to silence, compliance, and penalties severe enough to scare most people into obedience. Hyale narrated it like a bedtime story, clause by clause, line by line. He emphasized the language about data ownership, about liability, about consequences. Evelyn watched the document as if she had seen it before, as if she knew it better than he did. Hyale concluded by submitting emails selectively chosen suggesting she had transferred internal files without authorization. The implication was clear. The damage, obvious. The verdict, inevitable. The gallery had already decided. When it was Evelyn's turn again, she did not rush to speak. She reached into her bag. It was old leather, worn at the corners. Nothing impressive. She placed it on the table and opened it carefully. Inside was a single gray folder. No label, no markings. She removed nothing from it. I'd like to request that the court note the full execution history of the contract, she said. Hale's pen paused. The judge looked up. Clarify. The versions, Evelyn said. All amendments, all drafts, including those not disclosed in discovery. A small silence followed. Hale recovered quickly. Your Honor, all relevant documents have been provided. Evelyn turned her head slightly toward him for the first time. Her eyes were steady. Then there should be no objection, she said. It wasn't an accusation. It was an invitation. Hale felt a flicker of annoyance sharpen into something else. He objected anyway. Procedural language. Delays. Relevance. The judge overruled him. Submit what you have, the judge said to Evelyn. She nodded once.